Hi, this is Michelle with Michelle Bell's Gaming. So, akimashita omedetou, Happy New Year. I said that right? I think I said that right. Anyway, yes, so this is Happy New Year here in Japan, and in Japan there's this tradition called Fukubukuro, which is basically kind of a mystery bag. And stores will put, usually what they do is they put junk in with a few good things, and then wrap it up in a bag so that you can't see it, and sell it. And it's kind of sometimes it can be really good. I've heard that the Apple Store does really amazing ones where you can accidentally get, iMac or iPhones or things like that. This is from Super Potato, and it's more along the lines of the general crap mixed with a few good things. We've opened a few here. These are ones that my friend bought. I only bought this one, so I'm going to open that one. So let's go ahead and do that here. So, let's see here. Let's start. This is the top, and I'll just open this up here. So yeah, this is a very traditional kind of thing to do for New Year's. Happy New Year's. Had an interesting time this New Year's. I hope you did as well.
And I waited in line for 3 hours.
Yes, good friend Logan here waited in line for 3 hours. So let's just
in the blistering cold.
Here we go. The first game in our mystery is Dragon Ball Z. This is one of the, let's see, Super Budoden? Yeah. So one of these Dragon Ball fighting games that I never cared that much about. That's okay. Mildly junk. Next is Dragon Quest VI. Ooh. I don't already have 5 copies of that. Okay. Wasn't there a Dragon Quest VI in your as well?
I might have been Dragon Quest 4.
No.
6?
Yeah.
Oh, joy.
So they're definitely trying to get rid of their stock of that. Let's see, next we have... Oh, really? And the sad thing is I've even actually already got this terrible piece of crap game. It is New Simulation 3D Golf. Blah, 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 blah. What does this say? Pebble Beach, yeah. Okay, from T&E Soft. Next we have a horrible soccer game. Woo. Next we have... What is this? I have no idea what this is. So it's probably terrible, but we'll see. Never even heard of that. If you know what that is, let me know, because I sure don't. We'll find out later. Next is Secret of Mana, which is a pretty decent game. It's easy to find cheap, though, so it's not particularly valuable. But that's okay. Next is... Oh boy, what is this? Quiz games. Ugh. Okay, then we have... Go. We have a game of Go, or whatever this is. No, this isn't Go. This is what's this game called? It's the Chinese version of. I mean, it's the Japanese version of chess. It's a shogi. Yeah. We have another shogi game. Great. And Doraemon, the first Doraemon game, which is a good game.
That was in mine.
It was also, that was also in Logan's. I already have that game, so whatever. Next, let's dig deeper. We have... What?
Oh dear.
Super Trolling? Yeah, this is pretty trolling, alright. Super Trolling.
I think you got super trolled.
By Tonkin House. I got super trolled, alright. Oh boy. Gamba League something... Yeah. Not a clue. The something game 3. Probably a quiz game. Another quiz game, it looks like. Derby Stallion 2. Yay. Oh, a Yu Yu Hakusho game. That's maybe good. Maybe. Pro Tennis Tour. Woo. Super Tennis. Ski Paradise.
That game's seen better days.
And Ultraman. Well, so there you have it. That was 3,000 yen, and according to Super Potato, that was an 8,000 yen value. Let me tell you what, that is not an 8,000 yen value. Wow. I don't know by whose standards that's an 8,000 yen value, but let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 games. Each of those 20 games would probably, you could probably buy these for maybe 1 to 300 yen each. So, at most, if they were 300 yen each for 20, that would be 6,000, right? Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
6,000 yen, which is overpriced for some of these games, because some of these would only be like 100 yen games. Most of these sports garbage would be exactly that. So, there you are. So, not to down on Super Potato or anything, because they're a generally cool store. Generally. They're overpriced. But generally cool. If you ever decide to go and get one of these, my recommendation is don't. At least not from there. But, hey, you never know. That's the fun of it, right? Try it out. See what you get. Do you want to show off some of your interesting things, Logan? Logan actually got a few good things in here. I did not. I got pretty much garbage.
Sure, let's see. So I got a Super Famicom bag as well. Some of what I got overlapped. Let's see if we can get it in.
Sure.
Here.
Push this kind of this way here.
Let's see. Darius. Interesting.
Darius Twin, yeah. Darius Twin is a fairly good, fairly valuable game.
This one?
Der Langreiser. This is a well-known, good, valuable game.
We're not sure what this one is.
Not a clue. Looks
We'll
like
have to
some
find
sort
out.
of kiddie character game.
Final Fantasy IV.
I believe this one is called Uncharted New Horizons in English.
Donkey Kong 2. Several Dragon Ball Z 2, Dragon Ball Z, another Dragon Ball Z, Yoshi's Cookie.
Ooh. Super Mario Kart.
That one I actually appreciate because I needed that one.
Yeah.
So.
Then we've got fun stuff like this Hudson board game series. It's terrible. Doraemon, which this is actually a pretty fun, good game. This Sailor Moon puzzle game, which is not a great puzzle game, honestly. Of the Sailor Moon puzzle games, it's probably the least good of the three, unfortunately. Dragon Quest VI, a slot machine game, a pachinko game. Here is Kirby's, I think it's Kirby's Block Ball, or no, Kirby's Dream Course in English. This is a kind of fun game. Final Fantasy VI, which is a good game. And Fata, the Emblem of Justice, which is a strategy RPG that's probably okay, but not particularly valuable.
So this stack of games was 5,000, and they said the value was 1 mon 3,000, or 13,000 yen. I'm a little skeptical. There's some games in there that one or two that I'm not exactly sure what they are, how much they're worth. I'm a little skeptical on that value.
Yeah, well, that's Super Potato's pricing is sometimes what we like to call foreigner pricing.
Let's move on to Sega Saturn, which they gave me a huge amount of Sega Saturn games. This bag, this was 4,000, and the advertised value was 12,000.
So, you have games like Gun Griffin, which is a fairly well-known, fairly popular game if you like mecha games. Fighting Vipers, which I don't really know much about other than it's just a fighting game.
That one looks kind of cool to me.
This Macross game, I have no idea if that's any good. It's probably like a lot of the Gundam games from this era. Even though it's not Gundam, but it's probably a similar concept. The King of Boxing, which is famous. It's not necessarily good, but it's famous. It's alright. More Shogi, because let's get rid of all of our Shogi games.
That's what I'll be doing pretty soon. Getting rid of Shogi games. Okay.
Here's one that was clearly traded in from a hard-off, because they left the hard-off sticker half on it. This is called I can't remember the name of this series, but it's anyway, the English title is Far East of Eden, and this is 4. This is the one that's famous for having the ridiculous America plot. It's all Super America, and has the really famously ridiculous map of America, with places like Detroit in the middle of like the wrong place. With like Detroit is like over here in like Pennsylvania area, or New Hampshire or something like that. New York is way out in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, it's just really ridiculous, like Texas and Mexico, or like
It's
all
okay.
in weird places. And they've got stuff like, you know, just random things about this game. You know, gigantic like castle in Chicago, and some giant bird thing in St. Louis. Or I guess that's, well, it says St. Paul. Oh, St. Paul. Well, close enough. So yeah, Mount Rushmore is like in the middle of Ohio instead of way over here. It's just a very amusing map that a lot of people find really interesting. It's kind of a novelty thing. So that's a good, interesting thing. If you've never seen that before, that's a fun one. Far East of Eden.
Moving along, we have Space Harrier. Not sure about that one.
It's a Sega Genesis game that's pretty fun, and I think this is just a port or a remake, perhaps. Perhaps a port. Then a Doraemon game. This is a probably a romance game, or perhaps even just a collection of the images from a romance game, because they did that sometimes. This is Sentimental Graffiti, which is also a romance game. This is Gulliver Boy, which my friend Tom Lipschultz would probably be really freaking out about. I know that he really likes this series. Or this game, at least.
World Advanced.
Daisen Ryaku, yes. There's 2 of them in here. These are military strategy games. So if you like military strategy, these are great. They're really complex in Japanese.
Huzzah!
Grandia! Or Grandia, people say. I don't know why it says Grandia, it's just like Grandia. That's the first game in the series. It was ported to PlayStation 1, and it's actually pretty good. We've got Shining the Holy Ark, which is in the Shining series that Sega made, which has some good games and some okay games.
Farland Story.
Farland Story, I think I've heard of, but I don't know much about it. Oh, I can't see here. Don't know. Dinah Aichan, some sort of mega love something or other. Who knows?
It's cute. This.
Eternal Melody. Romance game, sure.
Some of these games don't care about that much. This one, The Throbbing Nightmare.
Yeah.
Good lord. I'm a little terrified of that one. It's
a Tsuchipai adventure, so if you've ever heard of Tsuchipai, you know what to expect. This is a Rabu Rabu Doki Doki 18 plus kind of game. Although 18 plus for Sega Saturn doesn't mean too much, because they didn't go so far with that, unlike other systems. Evangelion.
Hokkaider? Not sure. Mechanical Violator Hokkaider. These, Throbbing Nightmare and Mechanical Violator,
Yes, but this is a different kind of completely.
Yes, but enough said.
Mobile Suit Gundam. Also probably terrible, and this game was actually on PS1. I think I have it on PS1. It's alright.
The game I will probably be playing the most.
Digital dance
mix with this. Look, I mean, it's just this puzzled look like, what am I doing in a game, and how did I end up in a Sega Saturn bag? Maybe because it's a terrible game. Anyway.
Hey, you never know. Here's another one of those awful Hudson board games. F1 Live information, in case you need to know information about F1 live. You need that information immediately, live.
Samurai Spirits, SNK. SNK fans will like that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good game. For fighting games, anyway. Winter Heat.
I'm noticing a trend here.
Not going to say much more than that.
Ogre Battle.
Ogre Battle's good.
And I will say, what's amazing or very nice about this, all of these came with the manuals and the case. So I will say kudos to Super Potato. Everything had a manual. So good on them.
No idea what this is other than it looks like some sort of puzzle game with girls doing puzzle things. Yeah.
And last,
Tokimeki Memorial, a game where you, as a cute guy, try to run around and get this cute girl's attention while doing things like building up your stats for your intelligence, or your attractiveness, or your charm, or your blah 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 blah. Daily life simulation, get the girl, the game.
Oh joy.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Mega Drive.
Right here.
Where? I wanted to show.
Oh, the bag?
This one.
Bag is right here. So now this one says that it's a 1700 yen value, and I can see this one being close to that. I wouldn't say it's exactly at all, but it's definitely closer. This is probably actually the better value of the three, or of the four, or however many we have here.
And again, all of these have the manual,
which is nice.
So very good on Super Potato.
So starting out, we have the very famous, although not very good, Phantasy Star 3. The most awkward and poorly balanced and just kind of meh game in the series. Though, interesting for its art.
We have Super League 91.
Ooh.
I'm not anticipating great things from 91, but at the same time, every sports game, well, maybe not every sports game, but some sports games should be given a fair shake. So
Some should, sure.
I'll try it out, and then probably not try it out ever again after that.
Final Blow, which is a boxing game about boxing, as opposed to a boxing game about drugs or something.
Now this one I was very excited about. Sonic the Hedgehog.
3!
I never had a Sega Genesis as a kid. Of course, Sonic being the mascot. I'm excited to play this one. Very excited to play this one. Happy to get this.
Now here's the valuable game. This is Thunder Force 3. This game usually sells for around 3,000 to 4,000 yen, or well, I'd say about 35 to 4,000 yen in stores. It's a good side-scrolling shooter kind of game. I don't know if Thunder Force 3 or 4 is better. I don't know which one is better, but I know that both of them are quite well liked on the Genesis.
And now we have Whip Rush. I think it's a shoot 'em up.
Looks like one of those side-scrolling shooter kind of
And
things.
it doesn't look that bad to me. If you can, I don't know if you can make out the game snapshot, but it looks alright.
We're recording in 1080p. They can make out the snapshot as long as you don't move it around too much.
Can you make out the snapshot? Anyway, can't get it open. Now I can. I'm excited to play this one. I'm very happy to grow my Genesis collection. Mega Drive.
David Robinson Basketball. I don't know who that is, but... Oh, wait, yeah, I do know who that is.
America.
But it's very America.
And I'll let you introduce this one since I know you know more about it than I do.
Golden Axe. It's a game where you side-scrolling, beat 'em up, kill stuff, just run around and punch things with your axe. Yes, punch things with your axe. It's that kind of a game. Golden Axe. The game of hack and slash and run and dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. Yes, this is Golden Axe. If you've ever played the X-Men game on arcades, then you know this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up.
I have played that game.
Well, that's the kind of game it is, except in the jungle and the deserts and the dungeons with the burly burrow men and burly burrow women and burly burrow dwarves and
Burly
so on.
Axis?
The dwarf, apparently. In case you like your burly bearded dwarf men with axes. They do have axes. I don't know if they're golden or not. But
And my axe.
a famous series known for its art, its beat 'em up sort of kind of funness. Yeah. So that's Golden Axe. Burly Golden Axe.
And for this one, last one here, moving on, that was the Mega Drive. This one was Famicom. And that was a cough. And that was another cough. Goodness. Okay. Price was $3,000. Value, they said, was $7,000. And we're going to go ahead and just recreate the opening for you. It's not open. Don't look.
Okay, it's open. We have Dragon Quest III. Woo boy. Not a bad game. Actually, a pretty good game, but very, very, very common as they produced massive amounts of those in Japan. This game, I don't know off the top of my head what it is. It's something Maru. It's made by Capcom. So, don't know. Could be rare. I have no idea. Here's one of those Jajimaru-kun games, which are kind of mildly decent little ninja platforming kind of things. Pinball. Ooh. Night Gundam SD Bola 2. What's that say? Monogatari, yes. It's an RPG that involves the Night Gundam guy.
Cosmogenesis.
A famous game, not necessarily a good game. Well, I'm going to introduce this one because I know this one quite well. This is Diva, which I always thought was pronounced Diva, but it turns out it's pronounced Diva. It is a space simulation game where you build a fleet, move them around, try and conquer planets with a mech in an action platformer kind of deal. The concept of this game is really, really good. The execution is really, really bad.
Let's see. Dragon Quest II.
Surprise, surprise.
Not surprised.
Macross.
Oh, joy.
Yeah, the Macross series is famous. Don't know if this is actually a very good game, but whatever. Looks very much like Thexter or... Thexter or perhaps even like the Gundam, Zeta Gundam game.
Now, Hatris. Not sure I know much about Hatris. It's Hatris.
Yep, it's famous. Sort of. Donald Duck, which I believe is a rare game, but I don't know much else about it.
Let's see. This one.
Hattori-kun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a mildly interesting little ninja kind of action platforming kind of game. If I remember correctly, anyway. I've got it, but I don't know if I've actually sat down and played it before. Popeye! Which you just bought, didn't you?
I may have.
I think you just bought that one.
Did I?
I think. I don't remember for sure. Not a clue. Not a clue. Just some sort of money game, I guess. I don't know. Not sure what that one is.
Not sure.
What do we have here? Highlight Special. Woo boy. If you've ever wanted to play a badly designed action RPG without really any action, slower than ease, with no music at all, or wait, is this the one where they added in one song that sounds like Indiana Jones and looped it over and over and over and over and over
and over? And now, a baseball game.
Yeah.
Yay.
Here's a real winner for you. It's Derby Stallion.
Oh, jeez.
These games are really popular in Japan. For some reason, Japan really loves track racing simulation.
You know, that is going to race right to the trash can. And finishing off this bag, another baseball game.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't even know.
Bubblegum Joe on the front.
Super Ball Star. Here you go, it's a Super Ball Star. This guy looks like he's a Super Ball Star.
He looks like he's something.
He's whistling, his shirt says World Power 1D. He's got some hip action going on there too. Interesting. I don't know what gum that guy's chewing. Yeah, sure is very interesting. Alright. And remember folks, this is a 7,000 yen value. By which I mean, not really.
That's questionable.
It's very questionable.
I think the best value, like the Sega Saturn games, just the volume that I got. You know, it's hit or miss whether or not you're going to like them all, but I got a lot of games with the Sega Saturn.
Yeah, I think the best monetary value overall was probably the Genesis.
Oh, I think so too.
Which is surprising because Genesis usually has pretty low value games. But there's a few that are valuable in the Genesis section. The problem with Genesis is that it's most valuable, that its best games are super expensive and then the rest are just not. There's only a handful of really, really, really good games on the Genesis, unfortunately.
And I will say, they had N64 bags, and they had Game Boy bags, which I did not pick up.
Probably better that you didn't. I can imagine the Game Boy bag being full of trash, honestly.
Yes. I'm going to have to comb through this, see what I want to keep, see what I don't. So, I recommend this if you want to fill out your collection and you're not necessarily looking for anything specific, you just want games. Yeah, sure, give it a try.
Or if you just want to make a video. That's another good way to do that and have fun and throw some money down the drain. So, with that, I will see you next time. This has been Michelle and Logan with Michelle Bell's Gaming. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
Goodbye.